Two people, same age, same starting point. One earns 3 times more than the other. 20 years later, the one earning less retires with more money, more freedom, and an account that keeps growing while the higher earner is still checking their balance before payday. This isn't luck. It's math and it's psychology, and almost nobody teaches it to you. By the end of this video, you'll know exactly why a $50,000 saver can out-retire a $150,000 earner and exactly where you stand on that line right now. Meet two people we'll call James and Diane. James is 32, a sales director earning $150,000 a year. Diane is also 32, a school administrator earning $50,000 a year. James drives a leased SUV, lives in a downtown apartment, and eats out 4 times a week because he feels like he's earned it. Diane drives a 7-year-old sedan, lives modestly, and automatically routes 20% of every paycheck into an investment account before she ever sees it. On paper, James is winning. In his bank app, he mostly is. But retirement isn't judged by what you earn. It's judged by what you keep, and more importantly, what you let grow. Here's where it gets uncomfortable. Diane saves 20% of her income, that's $10,000 a year, and invests it in a simple diversified index fund averaging roughly 8% annual growth. James, caught in lifestyle inflation, only manages to save 5% of his much larger income, $7,500 a year, because his spending rose right alongside his salary. Run that forward 30 years. Diane's steady $10,000 contributions compound into more than $1 million. James's smaller, inconsistent contributions land noticeably lower, even though he earned 3 times what she did across 3 decades. The gap isn't income. The gap is the percentage he chose to keep. This pattern has a name in behavioral finance: lifestyle inflation, or the hedonic treadmill. As income rises, spending quietly expands to match it: a bigger apartment, a newer car, more frequent takeout, until the raise disappears into a slightly nicer version of the same paycheck-to-paycheck life. It rarely feels like overspending because each individual upgrade feels earned and reasonable. The danger is that it's invisible in the moment and only obvious decades later, when the account balance doesn't match the years of higher income. Diane never faced this trap the same way. Her income grew slower, so her spending never had the runway to inflate as aggressively, and her savings rate stayed protected. Look at research on everyday self-made millionaires, and a pattern shows up again and again. Most of them were not top earners. They were disciplined, moderate income savers who treated their savings rate like a non-negotiable bill. Teachers, mechanics, small business owners, ordinary incomes, extraordinary consistency. Meanwhile, plenty of high earners in finance, medicine, and tech retire with surprisingly little because a high salary was never converted into a high savings rate. The lesson repeats across every study on this topic. Net worth tracks behavior far more reliably than it tracks income. Compound growth doesn't feel dramatic in year 1 or year 5, it feels almost disappointing. The real transformation happens in the second half of the timeline, when the growth on the growth starts outweighing the new contributions themselves. This is exactly why starting early and staying consistent matters more than chasing a higher return or a bigger paycheck. Diane's money had 30 uninterrupted years to compound quietly in the background. James's money, moved around and interrupted by lifestyle spending, never got that same uninterrupted runway, even with 3 times the income behind it. First, track your savings rate, not your income. It's the number that actually predicts retirement. Second, automate the transfer the day you're paid, so the decision is never left to willpower. Third, when a raise arrives, commit half of it to savings before your lifestyle has a chance to absorb it. Fourth, keep investing simple and broad rather than chasing complexity. And fifth, protect your timeline. The biggest cost of interrupting your investments isn't the money you pull out, it's the years of compounding you never get back. Let's make this real. Picture a couple in their late 30s who came to a financial planner in a near panic. The husband had just gotten a $30,000 raise, and instead of celebrating, they felt strangely uneasy. Because 2 raises earlier, the extra money had simply vanished into a bigger house payment and 2 new car leases. This time, they did something different. Before the new salary even hit their account, they increased their automatic investment contribution by half of the raise and let the rest adjust their lifestyle modestly. 12 months later, their net worth had grown more in that single year than in the previous 4 combined. Not because they earned dramatically more, but because, for the first time, the raise had somewhere disciplined to go before their spending could claim it. That one decision, repeated at every future raise, is often the single biggest lever between a comfortable retirement and a stressful one. Before we wrap up, Let's clear away 3 myths that quietly sabotage people at every income level. Myth 1. I'll start saving seriously once I earn more. The data says otherwise. Spending almost always rises to meet income, so without a plan, more income rarely creates more savings on its own. Myth 2. A high income means I'm financially safe. Income is fragile. It can be lost to a layoff, an illness, or a market shift, while a strong savings rate and invested net worth keep working for you, even when your job doesn't. Myth 3. It's too late to change course. Even someone starting in their 40s or 50s can dramatically shift their retirement outcome simply by raising their savings rate today, because every dollar invested now still gets years, not decades, of compounding, and that's still far better than another year of waiting. So no, a $50,000 saver retiring richer than a $150,000 earner isn't a trick question. It's what happens every single time behavior beats income over a long enough timeline. The real question isn't how much you make, it's what percentage of it you actually keep and let grow. So take a moment and be honest with yourself. Are you living more like James or more like Diane? Tell me in the comments which one you recognize yourself in. And if this shifted how you think about your own numbers, subscribe to Wealth Clarity, because next week we're breaking down the exact savings rate you need at every age to retire comfortably. If this video just changed how you look at your own paycheck, that feeling right now, that's the moment most people forget by tomorrow. Don't let it. Hit subscribe, because every week I'm breaking down the exact money moves that separate people who retire stressed from people who retire free, and I promise you the next one might hit even closer to home. And if you want to see exactly how this plays out in real numbers, I just broke down the precise savings rate you need at every single age to retire comfortably. It's right there on screen, and it might completely change what you do with your very next paycheck. Watch that one next.